Let us lie to ourselves here. They were pushed by their own parents. They believe that, oh, what Pastor Toby, because according to Pastor Toby, is actually helping the disadvantaged young people. And that was back in 2020 when this issue of accusation came up. So for me, we have to, you see, these churches, like our children will dress up, they will just go, you don't know their whereabouts, you don't know what they're doing in that church. Why would you even allow your children, if you're a Christian, right, and yourself, why would you allow your own children going to another church, which you yourself don't know anything about? And we're coming out today to cry out because the news is there. The only thing, there's no criminal charges against him. There's an investigation about 1.7 million pounds on him, but it's not a charge. It's still an investigation. But all the things that a lot of people have said today, right? Is it supposed to be coming out just now? It happens. Everybody that, if they arrest somebody now, if they arrest any celebrity right now, you will now see somebody will now come and that, I know some people are actually, maybe they're trying to protect themselves, but not in the case of Pastor Toby here. Don't even let me call him Pastor. I call him Adegboyega. Mr. Adegboyega. It has to go back to parents. I keep saying this, right? It has to go back to parents. We know this youth, they like flashy life. And you see what Mr. Adegboyega is doing right now. He's attaching himself with the celebrity, the likes of Davido, the likes of Hush Puppy back then, because they know that these are the people that our own young people take as a mentor they look up to. So this is how he actually draw a crowd to his own church. So Pastor Toby is one of the example. There's a lot of Mr. Adegboyega out there today. There's a lot of them. It's not just Nigerian. I will tell you for the fact. It's not just Nigerians. There's a lot of them out there. All the thing I don't want to say is destroying people's life, because this is just an allegation yet. He hasn't been convicted with any crime. I'm a man of law. So, but parents have to check their own children. Don't just leave your children to just do whatever they want. You are part of their life. You're there to actually raise them. You need to know where. You need to, if your children is, okay, let's go to the church together. Let's go and see what is going on in this church. Because what Pastor Toby is doing right now, wearing all this flashy, driving these flashy cars and all these things, these are the people that our own children are looking up to. They believe because the kid nowadays just want to become a millionaire overnight, and they will fall victim to this type of people. So when you don't pay too much attention to your own children, they will fall into this type of people's hands. So it's time for us to continue as a parent. It's our responsibility to pay attention to our own children. How can a 13 years old, 14 years old, leaving my own house and telling me that they're going to a church at 8 p.m., 13, 14, 15, under 18? If you going to a church, if you're under 18 and you're still living under my own roof, you have to be attending the same church that I attend. That's it. Or you sit your ass home. So everything I don't like our brothers, I don't blame this guy. Pastor will sit, a wife will go to a pastor, a wife will live with her own husband. We seen it oh, we carry cooler in Nigeria, 2 cooler of food, and in their house, nobody have eaten, no. They will be kneeling down for pastors. What is going on? Husband will any problem, husband will run to a pastor. Bah, father, what do they call them? Baba or father or king or kiko?
Daddy.
Daddy.
So sad.
We have to understand that who are we actually serving? Is it pastor or God himself?
So sad.
Is it pastor? We have turned pastor to our own God. Is it the level of poverty in our own country, or what is it lack of education? Should we say that? And we allow these people to continue to deceive us. And when something happens, we come out and start crying out like this. These people sit, they don't beg you to come to their church. They don't. They don't. So it's time for us to know exactly who we're serving. I will tell you for the fact. If you want to serve Pastor Toby or you want to serve Pastor Adeboye, when you fall victim, do not cry about it. Don't cry about it. Because nobody take rope and put it on your neck and drag you to that church. But for this man, somebody said they shouldn't take him back to Nigeria. I don't know why. There's no other place they can take him to. They will deport him to Nigeria. He will come back to Nigeria in the likes of his own other celebrity. They will establish a church, and it will even be popular more than Pastor Adeboye or whoever is Kumuyi or Pastor Chris in Nigeria, Bakari or all these people. Because this man study, I'm telling you, sir, if you have time, right, sir, go and read about Williams Simon. Everything about Pastor Toby, it's actually aligned with William Simon. I've been following Pastor Toby. I will just continue to laugh like, okay, Pastor, yeah, we won't say you don't, but you call yourself a man of God. You're surrounding yourself with something that even your own Bible is actually against. There's so many things that's not on social media that there's some places that we have seen this man that is not even supposed to be there. And if we're going to give you an excuse, he will tell you that somebody asked Jesus Christ a question that, sir, what are you doing around this Pharisee? And he said, these are the people that need my message. I've heard him say it. So we just have to be very careful. And parent, to round up, parent, please pay very good attention to your own children. Please don't let them fall victim to all these things, so that we will not come on social media or come out and continue to cry. Do your own job. Take care of this kid. Don't let them leave don't let 18 years old self. Don't let that 18 years old leave your house without knowing where that person is going, without have any understanding of that church or mosque or whatever they want to go, or party or anything. The world is dangerous right now. There's a lot of predator out there right now. It's not just pastor. We see in Western world here, a kid will leave their own house. The next thing you will see, they will now put the poster out there, missing. The next day you will see that they will say they find the body by the river. We have to guide and protect our own children from these people. Thank you.
All right, Barrister Anthony. I don't talk am. Say since that day, na barista now you be now. Thank you, sir. All right then. Let me walk now. As me waka waka kanda don't come out for like that. Let me go to I think Mr. Uno. Mr. Uno, sir. Sorry, is Ugoma still there? Ugoma, are you still there? Okay, then I need to use the box. Mr. Uno, sir. Let me see, maybe probably his mic. Uno. Okay, if Uno is not there, let me go to Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris. Okay, I need to draw Mr. Chris also. Chris is not around. All right. Then let's go to Way Forward. Mr. Way Forward.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. So,
Good morning, bro.
good morning, and God bless you people for this.
God bless you, too, sir.
God will always show us favor in Jesus' name.
Amen.
You see, to me, I think it's a pity that we, the Western people who came to this country or who goes to these diasporas, are really falling victim of what is happening now. I'll give you an instance of one. You see, this Pastor Toby issue, I've come to realize that it comes in different ways. You say, because my few years in this in diaspora, I've come to realize that churches has this adage that we say way back in our country, that they will give you goat and still hold the rope. They will use that little favor to tie you down, and now it will affect either this. It will affect one of the spouse negatively. What am I trying to say is this? I've seen one or two people that fall into these victims or that is in this issue in this country. That when the church, when you come into the diaspora and you try to, okay, this is our culture, where we are coming from. We are these church people or these mosque people. We can't, and if these people will come to their country, they don't do what we do. They don't go to church every Sunday. That's why most times, even their own white church. I attended one the other day. You would not believe that they are not even up to 7 in the church there. I'm the only Dudu there. Why I'm saying this is, when we come, we want to get a balance. We want to get a, even if what we brought here has a balance, maybe we want to have extra balance. This our people would come through one way or the other to say, okay, you can get extra balance. Before you know, you will see one of the spouse will say, it is what that man said. It is what he said we must do. It's not that what you would find out. It will bring issue between two partners because one of them wants to stand up. If not him, and if you mistake, because I'm talking from so much experiences that I've seen with people. And the next day, if not this, we will not do this. And you'll be amazed that I have, like what my brother said earlier. You will be amazed that I have seen someone even in this diaspora who prepare a very hot food filled with everything, take it to the man of God. And told the husband, go and warm the cold one in the fridge and eat. I'm coming. It is heartbreaking. So, to my own point of view, I feel most of the people that went to this pastor's church are people he has done favor for. But he used that their favor to hold them down, because that's where there's a lot of people who needs that favor to stay or does not have the stay or to be just in the middle. So taking advantage of them, and they fall into victim of this one happened, that one happened. I had a story recently, a man that was saying the reason Pastor Toby took his JLK and one other car, I think I heard it on there, it's one of the YouTube, and took the wife and adopted the kids. Like my brother said, all these things didn't come outside. It was when the man's problem. We're not hearing all these things. Me, I feel like that guy said we should be guided. In fact, he has said it all. We should be guided in everything we're doing, our children, our lifestyle, and basically everything in life. And we should learn to balance things, make decisions together. The mistakes are too. I stand to be corrected. In diaspora here, people are falling apart in different ways. It's the grace of God. And because you cannot speak out, they will tell you your culture where you're from, you need to speak out. And you need to manage it. A lot of people are dying in manage it. Where you would see one of the spouses will threaten the hell out of you. I say, is it not the same church that we are going? You'll be going to church. I promise you, I'm going to fight for divorce. I'm the one that you are under. I'm the one that you are not under. You understand what I mean? The question is, can you try it where we are coming from? You cannot try it now. But because the system has made you made you feel that, like Yoruba will said, it is the same thing I see when it comes to Pastor Toby's way of life. Because I feel, because when I spoke to someone who attends one of his churches there, he said, the man, if he don't do a lot of bad things, but you know people when don't try hell, which they're supposed to pack their bag, go house. To me, it's 99% of what he has done has cancelled one good thing. One good thing. So I feel that is the advantage it took, in my own point of view. A lot of advantages it took, because the system has many ways of favoring people and the other way of making you go through. So, and people knows the ways to catch people, to stay under them, and him as a person, he has given you the goat and hold the rope. He might even tell you, so if you leave my church, I'm the one that still do. I can drag the goat down. I will even kill the goat instead of keeping the goat. So that's my own view, my own points, and that's what I can personally. That's what I can say at the moment. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot. Way forward. Thank you. Uno, are you there now, sir? Uno, are you there? Let's see if Uno is still around. Thanks a lot for the gift. Thank you, sir. Uno, okay, I'm going to use your box also. And before that, let me go to Lucifer. Lucifer, can you unmute your mic, sir?
Well done. I've listened to a lot of people speak, and it's very funny how we've been contradicting ourselves, going back and forth around the same things. Oh, our culture, oh, our practice, oh. For me, it's the idea of when somebody makes a mistake as a Nigerian or does something bad, and we sort of make it about Nigerians, like we are the only bad people in the world. Forgetting that, a lot of the scammers, as much as Nigerians are scamming, there are a lot of Asian scammers, there are a lot of Indian scammers, and just even to think back to how our culture will celebrate what Toby has done, he might have done a lot of things wrong, but we should also not forget that where we are is a place that has some sort of structure. And the question that comes to my mind is, for a lot of, the standing churches in the United Kingdom, in order for you to work with children, you require some sort of check. A lot of these other churches that are not Nigerian churches do like returns as to expenditure and running of the church. There are administrative bodies that come in and audit all of these things. So first of all, I would question the United government, because to come out at this point and make an allegation of fraud over something that has played over a long period of time should be questionable in the first stance. Secondly, I would ask that for something that has been long-standing, use the case of the BBC Master Chef anchor that allegations have been made against, and how stringent measures have immediately been put in place to pull down certain shows. I ask that what has been done. Secondly, as much as we will come and say, have we thought back to look at the effect of how religion has affected? And because this is not peculiar to us, if you have any history of the Christian faith in America, there was a time where a said preacher took over 300 of his members into the forest or wilderness, as they called it then, and they unalived themselves in the bid of cleansing. And I would question the effect of religion generally. One of the speakers did well to state that the Christianity we practice as Nigerians, even here after migrating, is sort of a blend of neo-Christianity, mixing our African culture, where we believe in all the mystic things. I don't think Toby is one of the best. There are a lot of intellectual theologians who happen to be Nigerians. There are a lot of Nigerians that are preaching the truth. But because of the biases we have, we prefer to come under the ministries of all them, the Adeboyes and Kumoyes, and you will see them thriving. But when it comes to core values, people refuse to take responsibility of their actions and now would blame it on the system and blaming it on the churches. As a parent, first of all, have you asked yourself, before your child will be drawn to things like flashy life, what role did you play as a parent in teaching them contentment? Because you cannot expect the society to take responsibility of the roles or your inactions in bringing up your child. Secondly, we're in a space where 16 years old is not, for me, I know that raising a child is between 0 to 13. Anything done after 13 years is correction. It's correcting the things that you didn't do right. And you're in a society where, you have 16-year-olds that are independent, that are already working and earning a living. You have 18-year-olds that are already partnered. And I'm hearing Nigerian parents say you should be watching your 18-year-old child. And I'm thinking, what have you been doing all your life? Collecting shifts in the bids to acquire and pay mortgage or build house so that you go and show off in Nigeria. Until we grow to a point where we can rise up and take responsibility for our actions, we'll keep dancing around the same things. People have been preaching long-standing against that tithes. We can't pay tithes. Even within our African practices, people have been preaching that there are a lot of these things that are done wrong. And you will have these people even question us. They'll be like, yeah, so your churches are uprising. They're a lot of like black churches. You come here, they don't mix up. But yet, when it comes to the core things that preach about dignity, human life, value, respect of rights, loving your neighbor, we lack very highly in these things, that we don't even have value as a people. And you ask yourself, what is the effect of showing up in all these spaces and having all the plenty hours? And you will have people come and you question them. You're in a space where you're supposed to be taxed. And you have people going late nights for night vigils and traveling for programs. And when it comes to caring for that neighbor, looking out for somebody, they are lacking in all those things. So for me, I just feel like we can blame Toby, but is he the only situation? You have them at Deboye's. Kumoye now apologizing and moving his church. The woman came up and spoke about Matthew Oshimolo and all of that. So for me, you can, until we stand up and take responsibility for our own pitfalls and start the conversations. Religion is already been proven in the United Kingdom. The other day, they were declaring to sell over 100 church buildings that had been around for over 1,000 years and over 100 years. And the question is, have we also learned from our colonial masters that brought these things to us? In the sense of, have we looked back and seen where did they fail? What is wrong with it? What are we do? What do we have, first of all, that is working for us before we start to judge and say, oh, is this one? He's not the only one. I would question the system that, didn't do the proper checks, because when you move here, we're no longer operating in the Nigerian space. But then again, we expect that the system that governs the land should be applicable to everybody. So if any other church is being checked for DBS, his as well should be checked for DBS. It's only when it goes SARS we now start making it seem like it's all Nigerians that are bad. No, there are good Nigerians. He might have missed it in a couple of places, but I'm sure he had good intentions, even in his bid to con, because we celebrate those things. We celebrate wealth and profanity. We celebrate the high life, which is a part of our culture, I beg to say. I just think that until we stand up and take responsibility, parents, seeking to do what is right, seeking to follow the human rights path, will keep turning around the same mistakes in the bid to uphold the business of religion, and rather than seeking faith. Thank you.
All right, so many Mr. Lucifer, thanks a lot. Yeah, let me try Mr. Uno again. Mr. Uno or Mr. Chris. Uno or Chris. Okay, Destiny, are you there? Destiny. Chris, Uno, Destiny. Anyone out of you guys?
Okay.
Let me see your mic. Chris, your mic is on.
Oh, good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, sir.
So, I've been quietly listening to everybody's submission, and it's just so.
Yeah, I'm here.
Funny.
Okay, I'm coming, Destiny. Let Chris finish. Chris, go ahead, sir.
It's just so funny that all of the bad things that is happening is tagged to Nigerians, and all of that is becoming shameful. If you mention the name Nigeria, you are identified with one thing bad or the other, and at the end of the day, you end up getting a bad name, even when you are innocent or not. Looking at this Pastor Toby's issue, me deporting him he has been there for long, right? I believe when he was paying, I believe, of course, his church should be paying taxes, right? It's all okay that time, but right now that they've seen that things are no longer going their way, they now want to deport him. But they've been collecting taxes from his church since 2005 that he started. So I don't think all blame should go to Pastor Toby. Both Pastor Toby, both the people that are following him, even the UK government, everybody should they should have their own fair share of this blame, because at the end of the day, it is people. The Bible says, by their fruits we shall know them. If you can, I know it might not be that easy to identify a good, a true man of God and the one that is not true. But truth be told, if we really follow spiritual discernment, we will know when we see one, right? Because there's one thing that God has put in a man that is, you don't even need to be too spiritual to know. That is sense. I believe sense is something that God has deposited in everybody. And if something is not making sense to you, you should know that it's not right. Right? It's not right. Although there are some times where some things that are not really making sense sometimes is sometimes God's way of manifesting himself, but then when something has become perpetual, something that is continuous and is not really making sense to you, and you continue, it means you're gullible. It means you don't even know your stand, right? And looking at Pastor T, he has been praying a lot of people. He has been praying on the gullible, and he's just a scapegoat. He's not the only one. Come down to Nigeria here. There are lots of them like that. That the thing is gradually becoming madness. If it is in Nigeria, you see some people who wear one apron on their chests and be moving about. In a broad daylight, you see somebody wear something funny on himself in the name of spirituality. Who is pursuing you? These people that even brought this Christianity to us, they did not even take it this far, And sometimes it surprises me that even the educated ones are still falling victim to things like this, and that's why most times they get scammed, right? They get scammed, and the worst part of it is that the person scamming you is not even running away. That's the worst type of scam. He is there with his license to do what he is doing, and he's waiting for you to come back the next day or the next week. I'm not saying this because I'm not a Christian. No, I am a Christian. I also go to church, but then I watch what I do and the things that I did that I'm not supposed to do, and I don't even worship in a kind of church that every time they are focused on demand. It's not the kind of church that I worship, and the reason why I still go to church today is because I've seen God's hand in my life through his service, right? I'm the kind of person that loves to serve God in my own way, right? So sometimes, we go out, we do community service and all of that. It's not a church where you come and hear that the pastor will say the person that gives the highest amount of money will be the one that God will bless the most. No, it's not like that. It doesn't work that way, right? My church has, in fact, if I shouldn't even hide it anymore, because if I'm proud of something, I should mention it. The Star Christian Center. If you remember the bomb blast that happened at Ikeja some years back, my church single-handedly built all the secondary school that was bombarded, right? And these are the kind of things that we are talking about. How you giving back to the society, not coming to milk the society, right? Like my pastor will always say, that veil that connects you and God has already been torn. You have access to God directly. You don't need to come through any pastor. But the reason why we are coming together is so that we can be able to join hands together and make things happen. For instance, we want to do a community project and it's going to cost like maybe 100 million naira. Of course, you should know that single-handedly I will not be able to do, but when we come together with your 5,000 or 3,000 naira, these are the focus. Every month we make sure that everybody goes home with a food package. Nobody goes home hungry. If I lie anywhere, you can quote me in the Star Christian Center. Week in, week out, they give out food stuff to the less privileged, right? So these are the kind of things that the church should represent, not coming to milk the people. Because I'm not a party of saying that Christianity should be totally abolished, but it should be restructured and centered on Christ's agenda, which is what? Love, true love. But if you look at what Pastor T is doing, most times is a show-off thing. Imagine the last birthday that he just celebrated. The likes of Daddy Freeze and Davido and all of that, they were there to celebrate him, And another person that I don't really find his way so cool is that Daddy Freeze when it comes to spirituality, And this is one of the people that supports Pastor Toby's way of living. Although Daddy Freeze is the kind of person that supports things until it turns out to be something that is bad before you begin to exempt yourself. If you could remember, some time ago he was associating himself with Hush Puppy in Dubai that time. But when Hush Puppy got into trouble, he denied him and all of that, So to me, Pastor Toby's cup is not as if it's something that is started today. 9 cup just full, right? 9 cup just full, and 99 days, like they say, is for the thief. Just 1 day is for the owner. And I believe saying don't to pay taxes, so maybe they don't do them to the collecting money, because the UK government say nobody say themselves they innocent like that. UK still be part of people where we spoil this country within Nigeria. UK is one of the destroyers of, in fact, not just Nigeria, but almost the whole Africa, right? So I'm not going to keep UK out of it. And the gullible people that are falling prey to this. Although another thing you should know is we should consider is that money influences a lot, and somebody like Pastor Toby, now money they take buy people over. Believe me, if Pastor Toby come to Nigeria today, see he start church, in church go grow fast past most of these churches on the operate for 30 years, because he already has his formula, right? He already has his formula. Little children, in his own way of empowering them in his own way, maybe helping them to get married and all of that. Who no go one involve himself in that kind of thing? Maybe say you see where they want give you free money to marry, buy your car, and probably give you money make you start business and all of that. By the end of the day, what is happening to you? What kind of orientation are you getting and giving back to the society? Right? Because at the end of the day, when you finish dining with the devil, of course, you should not expect yourself to go outside, remain the same. Something must follow you, right? Something must follow you. So that's what he's. If he comes back to Nigeria or any African country, believe me, sir, he's going to influence a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to move in with him. The way we say the devil way, the way the devil they draw people because of the things when they give them. That's where it go be, right? That's where it go be. Except if the government keeps a close eye watch on him, because at the end of the day, everything that we do should be done within government's way. You don't do anything outside what government has provided for you. You don't go against the law and all of that. But in Nigeria, everything is messed up. The judicial system. I can see somebody that was saying that if he asks which country he came from, he will say Wakanda. It's just funny the way it is, because who wants to represent a state, a country that has a very bad record worldwide? Anywhere you go, you mention Nigeria. Even the same Nigerians go, they look you somehow. Maybe even say outsiders again, no. Say you just go mention Nigeria for outside. Your fellow Nigerian man he go look you 3 times. He go first guide himself. Right? So it's just an irony that we have been painting our. I'm not saying that there are no Nigerians that are not making us proud out there. There are a lot of them, but what is the ratio? Because the majority, of course, they say carries the votes. What's the ratio? But if although I don't blame, because the government made the people there. Which day we talk about 753 houses where Emefiele gets where government sees. Today now na Toby for overseas. Tomorrow now I go see here. Why not Ghana? Why not South Africa? Why not Zimbabwe? Why not Cote d'Ivoire? Why always Nigeria? You can't do like say the thing don't turn to cause in a country that is so blessed with talents, with natural resources, with intellect, with waiting you want call when Nigeria no get.